Yo, 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 quick sound check. Sound check here at Tiago. I'm actually going to take us to Coffee Bean in a minute. We're going to walk down there. But I had to come here to download a video, use their internet. I'm going to walk us down to Coffee Bean so I can grab a coffee while we're doing this. But give me a sound check, guys. If you're walking in and you're new, let me know what's going on. Can you hear me? Let's see here. I can probably find you on my iPad. Yeah, unbelievable. Voromotors Podcast, number 101. This is the makeup for the Sunday stream. Just make sure the sound is good before I put us on the road. What's up, James? How you doing, buddy? How's the sound, man? Is the sound good? Can you hear me okay? I'm about to test it on my iPad if it goes through here. I think we're okay. Let's see here. Come on. Mysterio71, my friend James, always one of the first persons in the house. It's good to see you, buddy. Sound is good? Okay, perfect. I believe you. I'm going to walk us over to Coffee Bean. I want to grab a coffee. Plus, there's a little less ambient noise over at the coffee. What's up, Slack? How you doing? Change your name a little bit? That is my friend. I thought I disconnected the sound. Is the sound still good? All right, guys. One more sound check. I accidentally pressed the button on my microphone. I disconnected for a second, but we should be good. Still good? Thank you, James. Thank you very much. All right, guys. This is a little pre-game for the Voromotors Podcast. You know, I'm going to talk to you guys for at least an hour. I want to take myself over to the Coffee Bean, though. I need a midday coffee. We're making up for the Sunday stream. I had a lot of stuff going on yesterday. Well, not really. I just got lazy. So Coffee Bean is right down the street right here. No big deal. Oh, that's interesting. YouTube has been showing people's users' names different on live streams. That's interesting. But this is my friend Sleck. It says Production Sleck or Prod Sleck. How you doing? Cringe Lord says, Prod Sleck, are you lying? Amateur Review 73? I don't understand what that is. Is that Spanish or is that looks like a Tagalog or something like that? Hope everybody's doing good. If you want to help me, GoFundMe link in the description. You guys know I've been out of work for a while because of the shoulder injury. I will be having surgery. Let me put this down for a second. Move this thing here. I do have surgery scheduled for December 12th. Not excited about it. I'm counting the days. I know right now that's 18 days till the surgery. I've been waiting months already to have it. But I hope everybody's doing good. Voromotors Podcast, number 101. Thank you to Voromotors and Melvin, the owner, for continuing to support the podcast. It's a sponsored podcast, which means I do get paid a little something to run these things, which is good for the viewers because left to my own devices, I'll often be lazy on streaming and not stream all the time. I'll tell you what, when I get back to work, when I get back to doing DoorDash, I'm going to live stream almost every session. I mean, I really feel like I took that for granted, live streaming DoorDash while I was doing it, because it's a lot of work, like putting on all the camera gear, the microphones and everything, and then doing DoorDash while you're streaming. I'm looking forward to getting back to it. Ali Khan's asking me, is it easy or complicated surgery? That's a good question. It's hard to describe. Basically, it's pretty easy. It's a labrum repair, Labrum. The shoulder is like a ball and socket joint, and the connective tissue in between the socket and the ball is called the labrum. And I completely tore my labrum. And they just got to basically go in there. It's arthroscopic, so at least it's not like super invasive. You know, they don't really have to rip open your muscles and everything to get in there. They go in there with like a probing tool, and they actually do it. They have like a video monitor where they see the inside of your body, and I guess they're gonna drill holes in my shoulder, the ball, and run some sort of connective stuff to it and reconnect my labrum. So that's pretty common. But there's also, I have this other thing going on where there's some bone loss. So they have to like refill some bone space. I'm not really sure. The doctor explained it to me. I have one more pre-operation appointment on the 28th. The 28th of this month, and the surgery is December 12th. But before I get too deep into all my bullshit, which tends to be what these streams tend to be recently, if you're looking for a PEV, no better place to buy than Voromotors. I got electric bikes, I got electric scooters. I have a whole bunch of academies on Facebook that I want you to join if you're looking at these vehicles. My biggest academy is the eMove Roadrunner Academy. Roadrunner Pro 2 coming out probably right around the time that I'm back on the road, if you want to know the truth. I think that Roadrunner Pro 2 is probably going to be available February or March, right around the time where I get myself back on the road. So I'm excited to get one of those and do deliveries on those. All right, let me order a coffee here. How you doing? Hey, what's up, Michael? I see you there. Hey, can I just get a small coffee with milk and 3 sugars? You make it to go. But regular whole milk is okay? Oh, yes, of course. There you go. Thank you. Okay, cool. All right, guys, I'm going to take us outside. We have a nice little ledge out there, but let me wait for this coffee first. Yeah, hope everybody's doing good. If you're looking at a scooter or a bike, no better place to buy them from than Voromotors. So is it easy or complicated surgery, Ali Khan? I think it's relatively easy. There's always a chance of anything happening, I guess, during these things. I'm just like anxious. I've been waiting forever to do it. So you're looking for a giant scooter. Voromotors has a whole line of big hyper scooters. They carry the InMotion line. They carry the Tevron line. I really love my InMotion RS, one of my favorite scooters. I like my Tevron 7260. I only managed to pull off about 5 shifts on it before I got sidelined by this injury. But I do plan on getting back on it. And if you're looking for an amazing sit-down scooter, you got to go with the eMove Roadrunner. I actually asked ChatGPT what the best sit-down scooter was without any prompting, and it said the Roadrunner line, Roadrunner Pro. Very cool. You can see in the title of this video, I put something about how PEV dealers are falling. So you guys probably know that Cabo no longer has like an American-owned distributor. They have their own company, which is owned by them. But like Voromotors no longer sells for them. No other American dealers sell for them. Mini Motors USA, a very big Dualtron dealer, is also out of business. Also, the only way you can buy from them is through their it's hard to describe what it is. These companies are all based overseas, and then most of them always have like an American dealer. So VORO is like the American dealer for InMotion, for Tevron, for the eMove line. So for a while, Dualtrons you could only get through Mini Motors, and Mini Motors USA out of business, basically gone. What's up, Al Thuker? AAL. I mean, I know who you are. That's yeah, I know who you are. They are actually you are right, actually. Somebody said that they are using different. Select was telling me they're using like different screen names for live stream. I definitely noticed that for sure. Oh, thank you so much. Alrighty, guys. Not a fan of buying Coffee Bean coffee, but I feel like I needed one for this midday shift. I've been home most of the morning playing internet poker. It's going pretty good. Now we're out here. It's so nice sitting out here. The biggest problem with being out of work is like, it's fucking torture. It's like the boredom is fucking torture. All right, here we go. Let's set it up. You can also join my eMove Cruiser V2 Academy. My favorite sub $2,000 scooter. Yeah, that's right. Like and subscribe. Thank you. That's Ahmed, right? Ahmed is your actual name, if I remember correctly. But Ali Khan says, yeah, they need to manufacture in the U.S. Yeah, that's never going to happen. Like, we don't have. It's really interesting. If you watched Saronster at all, like the biggest PEV YouTuber ever, way bigger than any of the electric scooter channels. I think bikes have by far taken over scooters as far as volume and size of channels. But Saronster made some amazing videos from, what is this? Add a Q&A sticker, your favorite texture? What is this? I don't know what the fuck that is. But Saronster went to China and he showed us the inside of these factories. And it was amazing. Like basically we can't manufacture stuff here because we're not going to like take Ahmed. Okay, awesome. We're not going to like take a whole city and turn it into a manufacturing city because we don't have all like the molds and the machines and everything. So in China, they have like one factory for rims, one factory for tires, one factory for brakes, factory for the frame. It's very amazing. There's no way we could recreate that here. So I think it's just we're stuck with this thing. We're stuck with this where everything's going to be made in China. That's just the way it is. All right, let me set up my my Wi-Fi here so I can talk to you guys on my iPad. Beautiful day out here in Hollywood. It's starting to get a little cool, but it's still sunny out here, so it's really not too bad. It's getting cold at night. This used to be my favorite time of year. Are we hooked up? Are we in? All right, we're good. Used to be my favorite time of year where it'd be warm during the day and then cool at night. I think I finally found. All right, so here we go. Oh, that's the last string. Fuck. Where is this? There it is. Come on. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time loading you up on my iPad here. I want to be able to see your questions better. But yeah, this is a great time of year where it's warm during the day and it's like cool at night. I don't even like it cool at night as much as I used to. Like I've become spoiled. I kind of like it just hot 24/7. This is weird. The fucking Coffee Bean internet is not working. It almost always does. I don't know what's going on with this fucking thing. What's up, NBA 1529? Do I see Honda Grom delivery drivers out here? Oh yeah, definitely. And the funny thing is, I was talking to my buddy Isaac, another driver who I'm really good friends with. We were actually talking on the phone the other night. We're good friends. We're both suffering from girlfriend breakups, so we were kind of commiserating. And I was talking to him about he's going to buy his next vehicle. Right now he's renting, actually, from Wilster. He's renting one of Wilster's vehicles. Why isn't this fucking working? Oh, there it is. Okay. There we go. So, I was talking to Isaac about, what I want to do in the future. And I think I'm always going to do scooters. I'm always going to do stand-up scooters, electric bikes. But I'm seriously thinking about adding a gas-powered scooter to my fleet. How do they burn the coffee here at the Coffee Bean? It's gross. But I'm seriously thinking about adding a gas-powered scooter to my fleet, mainly so I could go out and do like really long shifts. If you watch Wilser, he does these months where he works every day, all day, and makes up to $10,000. And after having to go through this humiliation of doing a GoFundMe, I want to make sure as the future arrives that I'm not broke. So I'm very, very excited I'm really excited to make money, get back to work. I'm going to go back to teaching yoga. This is all going to happen after my surgery. Hopefully by February, I'll be back to work. But anyhow, so I was talking to Isaac about vehicles, and he's in the market for a new vehicle. He's actually been renting Wilster's gas-powered moped. It's actually a Yuma. Ali Khan's asking me if he's got his Honda ADV. No, Wilster has like 3 or 4 vehicles, I think. And Isaac is renting his, I think it's called a Yuma or a Yumi, I'm not sure. But he's doing really good on it. It's working really well. He's making good money. But the killers, the guys that really make the most money doing deliveries are on gas-powered scooters, like not in cars, or Yamaha Zuma 125cc. That's probably what it is. Yeah, that's what he's renting, his 125cc Zuma. So I am seriously considering adding a gas-powered vehicle to my fleet. Now Isaac's, he's in the market. He can't be renting Wilster's scooter forever. So he's in the market for something. He wants something inexpensive. He's been looking at a Honda Grom. He said that's what he's probably going to buy. And I'm considering maybe a Grom. I feel like they're a little small. I could really see myself like on a Ruckus. A Ruckus seems to be like a traditional first gas-powered scooter for delivery drivers. The only drawback on the Ruckus is It doesn't do that good up hills. It's not that fast, but I don't need to go that fast. I just need to go 35 or 40 miles per hour. But I definitely want to, make a change and be able to go out. I want to start having like a $5,000 a month. I'm not as young as Wilser, not as powerful as Wilser. He goes out there and pulls off $10,000 months. I need to go out there and make $5,000 a month and start teaching yoga on the weekends. So I'm really excited about that. NBA says the Honda Grom can work. It's small and lightweight, but the mile per gallon is 100 miles per gallon. That's what Jerkcat says. You had a great experience with the VORO. Is that your second great experience? What'd you buy, Jerkcat? What's your new vehicle? But yeah, I probably won't get a Grom, but I'm going to get something. I mean, I might just go right to an ADV. I mean, that's a big difference. If you bought cars your whole life, you're looking at those price points. When you look at these gas-powered vehicles, they're a lot less expensive. Like the most expensive one is like $4,500, $5,000. The difficult with these gas-powered vehicles, though, is you do need to register them, you do need to insure them, and you need to have a garage space. Luckily, I do have a garage space. I actually rent my garage space out to my neighbor for $100 a month, so I'll have to give that up, but it'll be totally worth it. You can't put the gas-powered vehicle in the elevator and bring it into your apartment. Oh, you got the V2 all-wheel drive, Jerkcat? It's your second scooter, the best scooter I've ever ridden. It's awesome. Yeah, I love my Cruiser V2. That is one of the vehicles. I feel like it's one of my safer vehicles. It's strong, it's powerful, but not ridiculously powerful. And I'm really excited to get myself back out there. And the Cruiser V2, I obviously I still have mine. It's in really good shape. I've done many, many shifts on it. I can often get as many as 40-mile range shifts on these scooters. It's fucking amazing. But yeah, the Cruiser V2, highly recommend it. Why don't you go share some photos of it on the Facebook group, Jerkcat, on my eMove Cruiser V2 Academy. But yeah, the eMove Cruiser is probably one of the biggest selling scooters over the years. For a while, they had the original version, which had its problems, some problems with the frame, especially the folding mechanism. Then they came out with the same version, but with a sine wave controller, good upgrade. Then they, not too long ago, like last year really, came out with the Cruiser V2, which is a completely new frame. Got a great folding mechanism, a great kick plate on it. It's a very, very heavy-duty scooter. Absolutely love my V2. I can't wait to get myself back out there working on there. NBA is asking me if I know people who deliver in cars. It must suck. Yeah, I do know car drivers. I have quite a few like car driver friends that I've made when I'm hanging out at Chick-fil-A or hanging out wherever. And I do talk to the guys in cars. I think you just need to have like the right personality to do deliveries in a car. Because like one, you have to deal with traffic. LA traffic is just non-fucking stop. Two, when you get to a restaurant, you have to park, right? And parking for these places is terrible. I've actually been taking a lot of rideshare recently because I've been going to all these doctor's appointments. And I often ask the driver, like, hey, have you ever tried doing, like, you're an Uber driver, have you done Uber Eats or DoorDash? A lot of drivers have said they tried it, but they found like it's too difficult. The driving, the actual parking is just way too difficult. So if you get like one parking ticket on a DoorDash shift, it ruins your whole day. $150. Ollie Khan says, with your work ethic, you can easily make $5,000 a month. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. I mean, I could do, now that I'm single especially, like when I was in a relationship, I would always end the day early so I could go spend the second for the last part of the day with my girlfriend. But now that I'm single, I'm going to be able to work later, work into the nighttime. So, but I really don't like working at night. I really would rather start working like early in the morning and then work late, work early in the morning until it gets dark. And hopefully the days will be a little longer by the time I go back to work. Right now we're experiencing this bullshit where it's like 4:30 p.m. and it gets dark. It's fucking terrible. It's the worst. But I'm not surprised at how much I miss doing DoorDash. I miss all my driver friends, all the little interactions with the restaurants, with the customers. Jerkcat says I used to love breakfast shifts. Yeah, breakfast shifts are pretty good. The only difficulty with breakfast is you're doing a lot of coffee, which I got used to doing coffee. I had a very, very high success rate with my coffee deliveries. But I miss doing it. It's actually pretty warm out here. I miss doing breakfast shifts. I miss getting up early, getting up like 7:30, getting out there before everybody else, and just making, as much as I can. You guys want to see Hollywood Boulevard, see what's going on? All right, so this is, that's towards La Brea. You can see right here we go. This is Hollywood Boulevard. You can't really see it from here, This is a Man's Chinese Theater. You can kind of see the top of it, like right here. That's the top of Man's Chinese Theater. NBA says too many drunks out at night. Yeah, it's funny. I generally don't like doing deliveries at night. I always felt like it was too dangerous. But I've had 2 major accidents doing DoorDash, unfortunately, on these scooters, and they've both happened during the daytime. So, the problem with working at night is if there's like an obstacle in the road, you can't really see it. And also, like NBA is saying, in this town, there's a lot of drunks out at night, for fucking sure. Yeah, I can't wait to go back to fucking work. I'm going to focus more on my sit-down vehicles. Like, I really like my Roar Mantis X. It's basically like a Suron type bike. It's the best way to describe it. I don't know if they're calling them e-dirt bikes or e-mopeds nowadays. But what an experience going from like 5 or 6 years of stand-up scooters to riding this Roar, this Mantis X. And right before I had my accident too, I was going to get the Mantis X Pro, which is a bigger, faster one. But obviously, VORO doesn't give me any vehicles right now since I'm not working. Funny thing is, my Mantis X is just a loaner, and I've been sitting on it for months. I wonder if they're going to actually give it to me at this point. But when I go back to work, I'm probably going to focus like a little more on sit-down scooters. But yeah, life has been boring and fucking quiet while I'm waiting to have this surgery. Like I said earlier, so today's what? Today's the 24th. So there's 6 days left in the month. The 12th is the surgery. So I'm having on 18 days until surgery. I'm just counting the fucking days. Let's see here. And again, guys, if you want to help me with the expenses that I'm going through right now, my GoFundMe link is in description. Always appreciated. Quite a few of you have given good donations. I actually want to go through the list like I do almost every time. I want to go through my list. Hey, what's up, Z Universe? Says, I love the TIF Gallop K8. Even still, it's one of the best seated scooters. Yeah, I'll look that one up in a second. That sounds pretty cool. But I want to thank all the donors to my GoFundMe. Almost every time I come on here, I feel like it's important. I really appreciate everybody who has donated so far. I want to thank Melvin. Melvin was my first donation. He dropped a really big donation on me. And I want to thank all the people that have donated so far. Let me make sure I go through this really quick. George Brown, my friend Randy Vasquez, who's a local friend. Tom Nelson, George Soto, Melvin with a giant first donation. My friend Neil Patterson, also a local friend. Paul McClellan, Paula Raimondi, Stephen Dean, Stephen Perez, Alberto Sanchez Lopez, Brad Hampton, my friend from the Roadrunner group. Michael Poblet, Glenn Uden, Anonymous, Creationator, thank you very much. Another Anonymous, Colin Rebetsky, and Matthew Myers. Guys, I appreciate all those donations. That goes a long way. I want to look up that scooter. What was that scooter? The TIF Gallop K8. I want to look this up. It's not like the Bull, right? Hey, what's up, Chaxologist? How you doing? Always bragging about his VMAX. Says he's got 1,000 miles on his VMAX e-scooter. A wolf in black sheep's clothing. That's right, a black sheep. That's funny. Blazing Star 78 says Harley Davidson has a scooter. They do. I'll look that up too. Hold on. TIF Gallop. There it is. K8. This is a seated scooter. That's a regular scooter that you added a seat to it. Yeah, this is like a really good deal. It's like $1,500. It's a pretty good deal. That's a nice scooter for sure. It's like a bargain. They're half price right now too. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I wonder about these companies. So I actually did put in the title for this one about how PEV businesses are going out of business. So, Voromotors seems to be really standing strong, doing well. But we've lost a lot of dealers in the last couple of years, and I was actually watching the YouTube, and I saw that Rad Power Bikes is one of like the biggest electric bike dealers in the world, located out of Seattle in the country. And I heard they're having financial problems. They might go out of business. So I thought it'd be interesting to ask ChatGPT. Let me ask ChatGPT. Hey, John Budd, can you hear me?
Hey, yep, I can hear you loud and clear. What's up, Steven? Let me know what you need, and we'll dive right in.
Hey, call me Yogi Steve, okay? Okay, John Budd. John Budd, by the way, is what I call my ChatGPT. So, John Budd, recently, Rad Power Bikes has been in the news as having financial problems. can you give me a 2-minute breakdown on what's going on with rad power bikes?
All right, Yogi Steve, you got it. So here's the scoop. Rad Power Bikes is basically in a bit of a tight spot financially. They've actually said they might have to shut down by early 2026 if they can't get some fresh funding. It looks like demand just dropped a lot after the whole pandemic surge, and that's left them in a pretty tough spot. So that's the quick rundown for you.
Yeah, I was watching one of these YouTube stories, and if you're in the scooter world, you know scooters, but the bike world is a whole nother world. The bike world is like there's two categories in the bike world. There's like the Suron or e-moped or Talaria, e-ride pro, whatever you want to call them. I think they're starting to call these e-dirt bikes now because they're not really just like an e-bike. But there's also this whole other niche of electric bikes that are they're not young people don't buy them. They're for older people. Well, not for older people, but not for older people because Eddie drives one. The LA Courier drives one. They're for people that are not completely obsessed with speed. Basically, I'm talking about pedal electric bikes. So I think when it comes to demographics and size, I think the biggest electric bike demographic is these electric pedal bikes. Especially nowadays, that a lot of areas are busting down on electric bikes in general, Suron style. So they're kind of going by the rules. And the rules are for these bikes is they can only have a certain size motor, they can only go a certain speed, and they have to have pedals, which is what's really cool about the eMove Roadrunner 2 coming out. It's going to have pedals. NBA says, do you get in trouble with the police riding scooters on the sidewalk? Here it is you might see in my videos, you'll see me on the sidewalks, but I only ride them on the sidewalk to get to the restaurant that I'm going to or to get to the apartment complex that I'm going to. I don't really do, shut up. I don't really do sustained riding on the sidewalk. So you might see in the videos, I'll be on a sidewalk. When I ride on a sidewalk, I go extremely slow. And to answer your question, I've never been bothered by the police for riding on the sidewalk. The police seem to be very forgiving of stand-up scooters. It's actually pretty interesting because I was on, when we live streamed last time, I was sitting here and a guy went flying by me on a gas-powered bicycle. Have you ever seen one of these gas-powered bikes? They're super loud. They're kind of like a GoPed. A GoPed is a gas-powered stand-up scooter, like one of the original automated or whatever you want to call it, gas-powered scooters. But there's also this very small genre of bikes that have like these almost like lawnmower motors on there, but they're super fucking loud. So we were doing a live stream last week, and the police, I don't know if they pulled him over to the sidewalk or they were harassing this guy on his gas-powered bike. But I don't think you're ever going to see the police bother you on a stand-up scooter in any market where the rental scooters are popular. Jexologist says, it actually feels weird being a pedestrian at this point, but I began ruck marching again, so I won't be lazy. Yeah, Chax, it's good that you're rucking. Rucking is good. I've been hiking like crazy since I can't really train my upper body. I was toying with the idea of just training one side of my body, but when I train this side, it kind of does stress the damaged side. So rucking is very good though. Rucking is where you do a regular hike, but you carry weight. I think rucking is fucking amazing. One of my mentors, a guy named Mark Rifkin, great, amazing kettlebeller. Actually, I should look him up. I haven't seen him for a long time, but he's very, very big into very, very big into rucking, and I could see myself getting here's Mark. I can see myself getting into rucking when I get healthy again. Mark, he stopped posting videos. I hope he was a pretty old guy. Yeah, rucking is fucking amazing for you. I used to do a version of rucking where I would carry a kettlebell. Actually, when I first started training with kettlebells, I didn't have them. I eventually became trained in them in a style called hard style, Pavel Tsatsoulin's method. Really a phenomenal way to learn how to use kettlebells properly. It's kind of like using kettlebells like Olympic lifters do: clean and jerk, snatch, military press, push press. But before I knew how to do any of that stuff, I would just take a kettlebell, I would grab it, and I would go to my local park and I would walk carrying a kettlebell. I thought that was like an amazing workout because it was cardio, but it also trained your upper body. Steve Miles, how you doing? Says, how are you getting Prop 22 money delivering with the scooter? I'm using an e-bike and DoorDash doesn't pay for mileage. Well, everybody gets Proposition 22. Is not done by distance, it's done by time. So if you're a DoorDasher, you're in California, Stephen? If you're in California, you're going to get Proposition 22 money. It has nothing to do with distance. It has to do with time. So basically, Proposition 22 pays you 125% of minimum wage for all your active hours. You need to know what active hours are. Active hours are from the time that you get the order to the time that you drop it off. Those are your active hours. So you should be getting Proposition 22 money from DoorDash every week. You're in California, you get distance when using a car. No, I mean, I know they rank your distance, but that's not how Proposition 22 is done by active hours. There's no such thing. It's not done by mileage. Are you new to it? Have you not gotten a single dollar of Prop 22 yet? Because you should be. Maybe you might be going too fast. If you want to get Proposition 22, you might be making more than 125% of minimum wage in your car, which is still good. But if you go too fast, if you don't take your time on these orders, you won't get much Proposition 22 money. Wilser was actually just saying that, he's doing no rest November right now. He's working his ass off, trying to pull off $10,000 a month, and he's working quickly. He's moving really fast. And he used to get much more Proposition 22 money, but now he's making more or almost as more than the Prop 22 money. So instead of getting $400 or $500 a week, he's getting $100, $200 from his Proposition 22 money, which doesn't really make a difference. It still means you're making that 125% of minimum wage, which is not bad. But I always got pretty good Proposition 22 money. I was always really quick on my deliveries, but even then, I kind of generally take my time. So, the more time you spend on the delivery, the more active hours you get. Here's a pedal bike. Here's a pedal bike I was talking about. These are the bikes that are the most popular. The reason why those bikes are popular, by the way, is because you have the older market. Older people buy those. I was surprised that people who want to ride a bike, but they're so old or they have a physical problem, a lot of times they're the demographic for these types of bikes. Yeah, it must be. Where in California are you, Steve? It must be tough doing deliveries in a car out here, man. I always wondered what that's all about. That sound is good. Chexologist says, yeah, I don't get motorcycle-based e-bikes. Yeah. Somebody said Harley has a electric scooter. Let's look that up. I know they have an electric bike. An electric motorcycle. I don't know if they have an actual scooter, do they? Harley electric scooter. Oh, there's a notice in Reddit from a month ago. Harley Davidson electric scooter. Actually, maybe I can get ChatGPT to read. Harley Davidson is this finally happening. Can you hear me, John Bud? Hey, can you hear me, John Bud?
Absolutely, Yogi Steve.
Okay, listen to me. Listen to me. There's a post on Reddit that says Harley electric scooter is finally happening. Can you find that post on Reddit and read it to us?
So I can't dive straight into Reddit posts directly, but I can definitely check the web to see if there's any buzz about Harley's electric scooter. Give me 1 second.
That's good.
And I'll see what. All right, so here's the gist. It looks like at the EICMA 2025 show, Harley's Livewire brand did indeed reveal a maxi scooter concept with their S2 powertrain. So that might be the big news people are talking about.
Is that an electric motorcycle or an electric stand-up scooter?
So from what it sounds like, it's actually more of an electric motorcycle or a maxi scooter rather than a stand-up scooter. Basically, it's a sit-down ride.
I'll read this from the. So it looks like Harley might be actually. This is from a month ago on Reddit. So it looks like Harley might actually be ready to dive back into the electric game for real this time. The Harley Davidson electric scooter concept first popped up a few years ago. A compact city ride with a removable battery and belt drive. That's interesting. That felt like it could have been a hit. But like a lot of Harley's electric ideas, it kind of disappeared before launch. Now things are different. Since spinning off Livewire as a separate brand in 2022, Harley has teamed up with Kymco, Kymco, a huge Taiwanese, what a surprise, scooter maker, to bring a proper electric maxi scooter to life. This sounds crazy. Well, even though we know these specs are bullshit. Early specs sound impressive. Roughly 86 miles per charge. If you're in the business, you know that means half, about 43. Oh, they're just rebranded Olicon? That's very fucking. I'm going to look this up too. There's talk of two smaller commuter. Okay, so this one that they're talking about, from 20 to 80% takes under 80 minutes to charge it. And they say top speed of 100 miles per hour. That sounds like bullshit. Randall Gauss says, another rule they enforce hard here is any two-wheel PEV that you sit down also has to have functional pedals. If not, they consider it a dirt bike and tow impounded and fine you. Yeah. I'm going to look that up. So Kymco is a brand. Hey, what's up, Talib? How you doing? Steve Miles, that's interesting. In Orange County, the law pays car mileage. I'm going to look this up. I'm curious about this now, actually. DoorDash Proposition 22 in Orange County, cars. Oh no, what the fuck? DoorDash Proposition 22, Orange County. I don't know why my fucking I'm having trouble with the. Let me ask this. Can you hear me, John Bud? Can you hear me, John Bud? Oh, did I lose my fucking signal here? You know, the Coffee Bean internet used to be really good. I don't know why it's not working that well. Oh, yeah, we got disconnected somehow. Or maybe they turned off the fucking signal here. What the fuck? This is weird. I mean, I've used this Coffee Bean internet for a long time. I'm actually streaming off my phone through my 5G, which works pretty good. Oh, there it is. Okay. Can you hear me, John Bud? Oh, sorry, guys. I'm just having this internet trouble here. I think we're good now. Okay. Can you hear me, John Bud?
Yep. I'm right here, Yogi Steve.
Okay, listen to me. So I do DoorDash, and we have Proposition 22, which guarantees the drivers 125% of minimum wage. And I'm in Hollywood, California, Los Angeles. One of my friends in Orange County, California, says they do Proposition 22 by miles instead of active time. Can you give me any insight to that? Is Proposition 22 different in Orange County as compared to Los Angeles?
So it looks like Proposition 22 is pretty consistent across California. There's no difference between Orange County and Los Angeles and how they apply it. It's the same law. They generally guarantee the 120 to 125% of minimum wage based on active time statewide. So your friend's situation in Orange County should be the same as yours in LA.
And there's no different if you're in a car or on a scooter?
Right, exactly. Whether you're doing...
That's enough. Yeah, Steve, I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, you would know because you have the app right in front of you. Steve says, I'm in Orange County. The law pays car mileage. I wonder if we're talking about different things somehow. That's very interesting because I was pretty sure that like ChatGPT just verified, which they're not always right. Now I'm getting cold. ChatGPT is not always right about everything, but I think in this case, I'm friends with car drivers, and I often ask them if they're getting Proposition 22 money.
Yeah, definitely a good idea to check directly with them. Sometimes there can be little nuances or differences.
Oh, shut up, John Bud. This fucking ChatGPT is so funny. He's a co-host, and he's usually pretty good, but a lot of times he'll just talk to me, and I don't want to talk to him. Turn him off for a second here. Yeah, that's interesting, Steve. That is very interesting, Steve. I hope you can make it happen because that Proposition 22 money makes a big fucking difference at the end of the week. Chexologist says, Chex says, I'm sorry for bragging too much. No, that's cool, man. You should be proud of your scooter. I mean, that VMAX line seems to be doing pretty good. I know my friend Paul, originally from Electric Scooter Guide, now works for them. But yeah, it's very interesting. But yeah, I wanted to look up this Kymco scooter. That's what I was trying to look up before, but I was having trouble with. So Harley's just going to rebrand a scooter and call it their own. I mean, that's Kymco electric scooter. Yeah, I don't see. I don't see. Let me see if I can get some pictures of one of these. I see like they have sit-down scooters. Yeah, Kimco, as far as I can tell, I only see their sit-down scooters. Maybe that's what they're talking about. Actually, it's a big. It's really like a big different. It's hard to differentiate when you say an electric scooter. People often think of like a moped style, like a sit-down moped, a gas-powered scooter. But really, we're talking about stand-up scooters. So Harley's probably going to actually put out like a especially if it's belt driven. It's probably not a stand-up scooter. It's probably a sit-down scooter. That's very interesting. JPL Rides, what's going on, man? How you doing? Stuart Grand, how are you? Stuart, you ever get rid of your tinnitus? I've still got mine. The doctor just said, well, you seem to be adapting to it fine, so I'm just going to be living with it forever. And tinnitus is fucking weird, Stuart, because it's definitely part mental. Because I go through time periods where, like, especially out here with all this ambient noise, I don't notice it. But it was really funny not funny, but when I went to get my EKG, you guys know I'm getting a whole bunch of tests done before my surgery. You have to get blood work, a chest x-ray, an EKG. I only got the EKG done. When you're in these doctor's offices by yourself waiting for them, shit's really quiet. And I was sitting there for a while just looking at my phone. I didn't notice anything. I didn't really feel my tinnitus. But then when I lied down for the EKG and it got really quiet, I realized, oh shit, my ears are ringing like crazy. How's your tinnitus, Stuart? I was really wondering about you. I know we have the same problems. I think tinnitus is just a super common problem. I'm more than ever. I think my tinnitus is from two things. It's one, from being like a smoker. Oh, Stuart Grant says, my tinnitus has drastically declined. I thought it had to do with previous concussions. My ortho said it was due to chronic stress affecting my previous injuries. I believe that. Okay, so Steve Miles, he's telling some from Perplexity. Perplexity, is that another AI app? California's Prop 22 compensation for app-based delivery workers includes a per-mile pavement. This is specifically designed for vehicle expenses and generally calculated. Hey, man, I believe you. Like I said, you have the app in front of you, so I believe it. Such as e-bikes, the per-mile amount is established to account for fuel and vehicle makeup, which you're not. That's fucking crazy. That's weird because, like, the whole thing about Proposition 22 out here is by time. But I mean, I believe you. I definitely believe you. Maybe it's like a niche market. I've often had this, like, we know that DoorDash is like a giant worldwide company, but I've always felt like each state and maybe even each city is ran like differently. Because they'll roll out like rules and regulations or new things for DoorDash, but it won't always be in my market. Like I watch, like, what's the guy named My Driver Mike? I think that's his name. He's got a pretty big DoorDash channel or a gig economy channel. And he'll say how DoorDash is rolling out this new program, but it won't be for me. It'll just be for some people. Chexologist says, what do you say here, buddy? I smoked weed once, made me laugh nearly uncontrollably before sleeping, but boy, did I sleep like a baby. Yeah, I mean, I initially was into smoking weed for sleep. It doesn't actually make me sleepy. The way I describe cannabis and sleeping is, oh, by the way, we're going to talk about the kratom, because I'm completely off the kratom. I'll tell you why. But for me, cannabis has always been like, when I smoke it, it doesn't make me tired in the moment. But if I start smoking like early in the day and then smoke all day, by the end of the day, like, I'll be tired. Because one thing about cannabis is they say that indica makes you relax, couch lock, sativa is uplifting. It's all bullshit, in my opinion. If you smoke a lot of cannabis, one of my great weed mentors, this guy, his name went by Morpheus, who runs a great dispensary called Cornerstone Wellness in Eagle Rock. Very, very nice, beautiful dispensary. Way better than the shops around here. Said one thing, Steve, is that cannabis in high dosage is always sedative. If you smoke a lot of weed, it's always going to make you tired. Now, if you don't have much of a tolerance, I can see how you can just smoke it and it can make you tired. Wow, I'm just watching like a street person just pull like one of these fruit cups right out of the trash and just eating it. Like, that's sad, man. I feel like if I got things tough, that's pretty sad to see. Oh, JPL, Cornerstone? Yeah, Cornerstone is interesting because it's not, I see they've become a little more commercialized. It used to be way, way more of like a small, like family-owned shop. It probably still is. But Cornerstone, they have really good deals, and they also support. The problem with the shops around here is they mostly all sell the same brands. It's like if you walk into like a convenience store, you see Hershey bars, Snicker bars, M&Ms, all the same shit. The same distributors sell to all the same places, but Cornerstone went out of his way to buy from smaller growers, smaller dealers. So that used to be my place. I used to get stuff there that was mind-blowing. I should go back there and check it out. I really haven't had to buy weed for a while. I grew almost 8 ounces a few months ago, and it's lasted me a long time. I've never smoked as little as I'm smoking now. One thing about having this tinnitus is that I feel like smoking is what caused this. I've been smoking less. Stuart's asking me, have you ever thought about doing electric scooter deliveries for dispensaries? I wonder if stoners are good tippers. Throughout the year, since I always mention herb, and I'm going to start to walk us out of here, I got to start walking home. Over the years, people always say you should deliver weed. But there is a strange law to be a weed delivery guy. Like, you cannot do it on a motorcycle or a two-wheel vehicle. So if you wanted to work for like a legitimate dispensary, they won't hire you on a scooter. I should just be a weed dealer though and just fucking sell weed to my friends and do deliveries on there. I mean, I'll think about that in the future. Right now, I just want to like get through this extremely miserable fucking time of not working. All right, we're gonna start walking home. I'll start talking to you while we go home. Blazing Stars, how you doing? Kimco is known to have the fastest sit-down scooters in the world. Dixie Wrecked says, "Can I?" There you go. There's your shout out. How you doing, Dixie? I never met you before. Shout out to Dixie Wrecked. That sounds like a pornographic name, porn star name. You got it, my friend. Kimco is known to have the fastest sit-down. So that's probably what they're talking about. So when Harley talks about putting out a scooter, we're probably talking about putting out a scooter. Probably talking about a sit-down scooter, not a stand-up scooter. It's very interesting. I think I'm going to walk us out of here in a minute. Yeah, I think it's time to start walking us towards home. Alrighty, guys, so I'm taking us out of here. We're going home. Oh, shit. I've done so many deliveries for this coffee bean, too. I'm going to walk us close to home, then I got to disconnect from you. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I'm definitely looking forward to getting back on the road and doing like more sit-down vehicle work. Wilster's actually working with this bike company called Sunny Ride. They rent bikes mostly for delivery drivers, and I think they only charge like $160 a month. I might get it just for the channel. By the way, I did put out a video today. Again, thanks for supporting the GoFundMe. While I'm down, I still am putting out content. And you know me, I always complain that YouTube doesn't really pay much. So I make like $200 a month from ad revenue, and that's about it. Thank God I got the podcast. I get a little money from that too. But Sunny Ride is this company that rents electric bikes, mostly for drivers. And I was talking to a driver the other day. They only pays $160 a month. I might rent one of those like just for the channel, but I'm still putting out content. Today I put out a video on my Dualtron Thunder 3. And I titled it, "This is the last time you're going to see me on a Dualtron." I think it is, because I sold that Thunder 3, because I no longer have an affiliate deal with Mini Motors. They're gone. So you're not going to see me on my Thunder anymore. So that was my last episode. Steve Miles says, e-bike riders can still claim federal mileage deductions if they use their bike for business, but Prop 22 does not create a separate payment system for e-bike mileage. That's really interesting, Steve, and I totally believe you. That must be like your market. Your market's probably ran differently than the Los Angeles Hollywood market. So I totally believe you. Sounds like you know what you're talking about. But I like the Proposition 22 system here for us because it just gives you incentive to not go too fast. And by the way, if you think that I'm going slow, that I'm screwing up my deliveries, my customer rating before I got my accident is 4.99 out of 5. So I have a basically effectively perfect score by my customers. So one thing I'm not going to like screw my customers. Steve Miles says statewide, you just don't deliver with a car. Well, that's interesting. Okay, yeah, I guess so. But that's very interesting, Steve. I was not aware of that. I guess most of the people that I know are like scooter or e-bike riders for sure. But yeah, I could see myself like renting one of these Sunny Rides just for a month, just to do a couple of shifts on it because I know the channel would like it. But yeah, check it out, Dualtron Thunder 3. I just dropped that episode today. It's a pretty cool episode. You can see I'm out there working my ass off on this fucking machine. And I'll be back on my stand-up scooters for sure. I'm not going to give it up. I'm going to mix it up though. I want to get something gas powered. I want to work more on sit-down vehicles. I think they're safer. I never really felt like, I was probably just being ignorant. The idea that stand-up scooters are more dangerous, but they are a lot less stable. You know, the tires are small. That's really the big problem. Jesus Christ, Chaxologist, is already dark here. Where are you, Chax? I forgot. Is it 5 p.m. where you're on the East Coast? Is it 5 p.m.? Is that why it's already dark? Yeah, it's 2 p.m. That's why I wanted to come out during the day right now. What I'm going to do now is go home, spend the rest of the day playing online poker. So some of you guys may or may not know, years ago when poker was fully legal here in the United States, I was effectively a full-time sit-and-go player on PokerStars. I made a ton of money for a few years. One of the worst days of my life is called Black Friday, which here nowadays they think of that as like a sale time, but Black Friday is what we call the Friday when the U.S. government shut down internet poker. It was the worst thing ever. I was making so much money doing that, but now there are some sites with WPT Gold that American players can play on. But I don't really have a big bankroll, so I'm playing like really small stakes. I'm basically playing like $5 sit-and-goes, but I've been playing for about 10 weeks. I've turned my $100 investment into $1,400. But again, not a lot of money, but when you're not earning $500-600 a month makes a difference. But it also gives me, oh, you're back east, Chaxologist, you're in the city, of course. Yeah, 5 o'clock, it's already dark. That's the only thing that I can look forward to is by the time I go back to work, it'll be a few months from now and the days will be slightly longer. I think right now we're entering just like, what is the shortest day of the year? Can anybody tell me, in the United States at least, what is considered the shortest day of the year? Whew, getting winded walking and talking, which is weird since I've been hiking a lot like crazy. By the way, when I went to get my EKG done, they said I had like an athlete's heart rate. Like I had a very low resting heart rate, which is it's a good thing if you're in shape. It's a bad thing if you're overweight. But yeah, I still have to get blood work done. I still have to get a chest x-ray done. I was talking to my insurance company all fucking morning about that. Alrighty, guys, another 52 minutes, pretty good. I always try to do at least an hour, but I think we're good. All right, guys, another podcast in the books. Thank you for spending time with me. I really appreciate you. Thanks for kicking down to my GoFundMe. Thanks for watching the videos. Thanks for the super chats. I appreciate your support. Jack says, I have to get off my lazy ass and start uploading dozens of hours worth of footage I have saved up. Yeah, I mean, that's what I did. I have lots of footage still saved up. I just leave them on the SD cards, and then I just post them when I'm ready. So I have more stuff coming. Alrighty, guys, that's that. I appreciate your support. Today's Monday. I'll be back probably Wednesday or Thursday for the next podcast. Thank you.